on PATV. Tonight, we've got stand-up comedy from Adam Sperling. Stand-up comedy from Christopher Crespo. Stand-up comedy from Christian Espinal. And you guessed wrong. It's more stand-up comedy, dummy, from Will Posnan. But it won't all be funny. Here's your host, Peter Coleman. Well, screw you too, disembodied voice. Screw you too. Thanks, guys. That's right, folks. I am back. Did you miss me? I missed you. Welcome to The Brick Wall, a show we produce here at PATV to take your mind off the world and, well, just laugh a little bit. You know, whatever your burden, let us lighten it. Whether it be work, relationships, or a shit-talking disembodied voice, we got you covered. If you want to be notified every time we go live, all you got to do is like PATV Long Island and be sure to follow all of the Brick Wall action on all the other forms of social media by following at PATV Brick Wall. Also, if you want to get involved here, send an email to patvbrickwall@gmail.com and we will get you to this studio even if it kills you. Us. Even if it kills us. Typo. Remember, we don't just do stand-up. We also do music, sketch, improv, any other kind of performance art you can think of, so remember, that is patvbrickwall@gmail.com. Now, on to our show. We got a really funny one for you tonight. Later on, we will have Will Posnan, Christian Espinal, and Christopher Crespo, but first, you may know him, you may not. Adam Sperling to his friends, but around here, we know him by his stage name, Adam Sperling. We're working on it. So give it up for our first comic of the evening, Adam Sperling.
Thanks for the time.
My pleasure, my pleasure. There you go.
Do you guys have spirit animals? Yeah. Mine's a squirrel with nut allergies. Hey guys, how's it going? I'll tell you a little bit more about myself. I'm Adam Sperling, I'm 17, and I've lived on Long Island all my life. As you guys might know, the home of rich Jewish people and breast cancer. Somehow that didn't make it into our non-existent slogan. But I used to be Jewish. I'm not anymore. I'm agnostic, which basically means that I don't believe in a God, but I don't disbelieve in the idea of a God. To get a bit technical on you, I don't care. Oh, God. But my family is conservative, and my mom is a card-carrying Republican, and my dad is registered complicit. So I try to be liberal. Trust me, I do. But some of their views have sort of gone on to rub on to me, and I'm against legalized abortion. I know, kind of weird. Now that I think about it, we do own a coat hanger business, so that might be part of it. Speaking of businesses, because that's what that joke was about. Speaking of businesses, I'm a budding entrepreneur. I have some ideas for businesses. I want to create an ice rink, and I'm going to name it Thin. So when my bad customers are annoying me, I can just be like, "Hey, you're skating on thin ice, mister," and just Zamboni off into the sunset. And I also want to create a bubble wrap company, and I'm going to name it Pills. So when my friends ask, "Hey, Adam, what'd you do Friday night?" I can be like, "I was popping pills," because that's how teenagers talk. And I also want to start a hotel mainly for people with ADHD. So I feel like they don't get much attention now. They need it. But I'm gonna call it the Riddle Inn. I'm not a big fan of deli meat. I'd gladly quit cold turkey. That's the right reaction. Thank you, sir. My mom, she doesn't tell me much, but what she does say is, "Adam, marry someone who likes me." I say, "What's to like?" Hi, Mom. My grandmother had dementia. Now, I keep forgetting if it was hereditary or not. I forgot my next joke. I guess that answers that first one. Homophones are weird. Homophones, homophones. Homophobes are bad. Homophones are weird. But like if I say the man was trying to finish the race, do I mean Usain Bolt or do I mean Hitler?
Wow.
What? Yeah. So, how many light bulbs does it take to change a person? One. Because you know, like the trope with the light bulbs, and they go over your head, like that joke just did. All right. That was dumb, but I have a story for you guys. Like any good Western girl, I like to go horseback riding, and I go to this place in upstate New York called Pine Grove Dude Ranch. Coincidentally, the least popular flavor of Hidden Valley. But I go on like the advanced rides, and there are very few people on those rides most times. So it was just me. You're pointing at something. I'm trying to tell a story, and you're pointing at something.
And you.
Oh, yay. So it was me, my dad, and this guy from Homophobia County, USA, and Wrangler in the front. They deal with the horses and stuff. And, well, actually, horses and shit, because that's mainly what's associated with horses. And so we're on the trail, and young Ted Cruz in the back, he's talking to the young, pretty Wrangler in the front. And he says, how old are you? Oh, you don't say that. And luckily he trailed it, like horses on a trail, but he trailed it with, you don't look a day over 20. And to her credit, the girl in the front just kept looking forward. She's like, I'm 19. That guy, shut up. And have you guys heard of heart attacks?
Yeah.
No.
Cheers. What are those?
All right, well, listen to the Demi Lovato song. That'll tell you pretty much all you need to know. But every couple years in school, we have to learn about heart attacks in health class. And they talk about symptoms. So, like, some of them are normal, like you have a pain in your right shoulder or ringing in your ears. There's always one in the middle, inconspicuous. Denial. Sir in the front, are you having a heart attack?
No.
You're having a heart attack, you're in denial, and this is why we can't trust the system. Fake news. So, I am coming to the end of my set, and don't cry. You're crying. We can't get a camera on you, but you're crying. That's sad. I'm coming to the end of my set, and you might have noticed at this point that I'm not attractive. I'm not attractive enough for anyone to ever like me, but yet I'm too attractive to get on those like extreme makeover shows. And I'm fat, but I'm not fat enough that it's funny. So I'm just stuck here in the middle in purgatory, which I don't even believe in. Thanks, guys. You've been great. I try.
Tell him every time. Hold on to the microphone when you're done. Nobody. What, man?
It's natural.
I know. Hey, this is a special kind of comedy show.
Is it?
You get to talk. We're going to talk about you now.
Ooh.
That's right. We're going to get to know the real Adam Sperling.
Not the fake one, which is my stage name.
Exactly.
Right.
Not the stage Adam Sperling. Adam Sperling behind the microphone.
In front of the microphone.
Exactly. Hey, man. So you got a lot of stuff going on. You're a captain. Captain Adam Sperling. He's the captain of the debate team, the captain of the bowling team. What's that like?
It's exactly what you would expect. I have very few responsibilities, and I bowl.
You stud, you.
Yeah, that's what I get a lot. That's the word.
That's just fun, though. I wish I was good enough to have made the bowling team, because I would have loved to just bowl every day after school, but I suck at bowling.
I mean,
What's your average? What are your average?
My average is about like 165 right now, but my high game is 263. Sorry, 267. Yeah. I do that to get the extra couple points there.
That's pretty sweet. All right, you're a rising senior at Great Neck South High School.
Rebels represent.
Woot. That's right. I hope you told all of your local friends to tune in.
I did. Can I call a few out? Can I call a few out?
Oh yeah, sure. Call some people out.
So I'm gonna call it Gabby. I'm gonna call it Sienna. I'm gonna call it Julia. Oh, over there.
Yeah.
Gabby, Sienna, Julia, my parents, and my aunt and uncle. And I'll just call it my friend Times because he has a funny name.
Times.
Maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't.
What a jerk face.
Yep, that's fair.
So you've worked at your middle school's news program.
Yeah, it's an amazing program.
That's so friggin'
Yeah.
cool. And I'm really, really bloody jealous that my school didn't have a news program. I got to do the morning PA announcements. You
Well,
got to.
that's basically the same thing.
Yeah, but we didn't videotape it. I could have used those extra years of
I mean,
on-camera experience.
I think it's your.
I'd be better now.
I think it's your inexperience in video. We didn't videotape anything either. Videotaping was like way like 20 years ago. We used digital things.
Oh, man.
I don't know why I'm insulting the host right now.
Ageist. Back in my day, we had to crank up the old Victrola. So what did you do for the TV show?
Well, my first
the
actually
digital TV show.
the digital TV show. Yeah. I actually came in at the beginning of at the end of 6th grade, and I just did some various stuffs there. But in 7th grade, I did audio, and then in 8th grade, I actually directed the thing. So
You got to direct.
I did get to direct.
That's pretty. Yeah.
Thank you.
A captain and a director, ladies and gentlemen. This kid's going places. Can I
Just-
call you kid?
I mean, I called you old, so you can call me kid.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh man, that's funny. So how long you been doing stand-up?
A month and a week.
Oh, you're like fresh.
Yeah, I took a performing comedy program at USC. Shout out to that. And yeah, we did stand up with our great teacher Jude Shelton. And yeah, I got to perform at an open mic in the program, and then I also got to perform at the showcase. So I performed twice.
Camera's over there. Yeah, there.
I
Much
mean,
prettier.
yeah. So I mean, I can say the same thing over again.
No, it's fine. We heard
Okay.
you. We heard you.
I mean, you think I know how cameras work, but apparently I don't.
Well, it's different being on this side than it is on the other side. When you're on the
yeah,
other side, you can look at the guy and be like, "Hey, asshole, turn around." Right.
And now I am the
I'm
asshole.
the asshole getting shouted at most of the time. So 6 weeks is pretty damn good for 6 weeks.
Thank you.
You got guts, man. You got some ballsy material.
That's how I stay alive, I guess, is the guts in here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, keep them inside.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
Usain Bolt, Hitler. That was funny, man.
So, do you like Last Week Tonight?
I love Last Week Tonight. Is that your inspiration?
That's my inspiration.
That's your dream job?
I get that I get John Oliver when someone's like, "Oh, you look like John Oliver." I mean, like the only reason I don't take that as a compliment, I don't see it.
You have his hair.
I have his hair, sure. The only reason I don't take
And
that as
glasses.
a compliment, the only reason I don't take that as a compliment is because constantly on the show he's making fun of his own looks. So like I'm offended in a indirect sense.
You just spent the last 30 seconds of your thing talking about Yeah, the same thing.
So sorry, John Oliver.
That means
I think
you're
you look
perfect for the show.
Am I?
John Oliver, we found your replacement.
Awesome. I'd love to do it. I mean,
All right. Well, this was your audition.
it was all right.
We're gonna send in your tape.
Can I slate? I'm gonna slate.
You have to slate to that.
All right, I'm gonna slate to this camera. Hi. Hi, I'm Adam Sperling, and I have previously auditioned for the role of John Oliver in Last Week Tonight. Thank you for that.
Woo! That's right. He got his start right here, everybody. Adam Sperling. Give it up for Adam Sperling. Nice, man. All right. Now, please welcome to the stage, set, black floor, whatever you want to call it. We got Christopher Crespo coming up.
All right. Don't worry, I'm just like you guys. I put my pants on 1 hour at a time. Anybody here from Jersey? Because I'm. Yeah, thanks. It's hard to have Jersey pride when you don't have a fist to pump. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. Did you know that in Jersey, right? Like if you're homeless, you have to, when you go to the homeless shelter, you can only stay there for like 2 days, and then you gotta leave. Which sucks for like the people that are homeless, but it also sucks for the person that has to kick them out, you know? He's gotta walk over to the guy and be like, hey, buddy, you don't have to go home, but can't stay here. Can I at least have money to go to the next shelter? The fuck do you think this is, a charity? Pack your shit and get the hell out of here. Oh, man. I always knew I was different when I was, like, in the 3rd grade, right? Because, like, my teacher was talking about, like, the Vietnam War and, like, the draft. And she was like, hey, if you guys were all eligible at that time, you all would have been drafted. And I was like, shit, I could have been drafted? And she goes, no, not you. You stay. Recently, I got invited to go over to a strip club. That was fun. When I got there, all of my friends came circling around me, and they were like, hey, listen, whatever the strippers tell you, you go along with. Okay? And I was like, what did you tell the strippers? They had told the strippers that I was an Iraq war veteran who served 2 tours. And they did this because they wanted to know, like, what they were going to get comped at the strip club. And it turns out the only thing we got comped were the drinks. We still had to pay for the lap dances and the back room. Now, I know I didn't serve, but for like 2 tours, this should be my fucking brothel. You know what I'm saying? A guy does 2 tours in Iraq and all he gets is free drinks? It's fucking bullshit. I was always picked last for sports, you know, because I was Hispanic. But back in like 2008, like I really, really wanted to be a boxer, right? And I even went as far as to pay for boxing classes. And on the end of my first day of training, I went over to my boxing trainer and I said, hey, so when do I get a sparring partner? And he goes, life's your sparring partner. And I was like, oh, okay. Got it. My brother signed up for like a soccer tournament. He paid like $60 to be in like a league, okay? And if his team won, he would have won a little bit of prize money, okay? But the thing was, like, he had a teammate named Molly, right? And Molly was just there to play soccer. She really didn't care about the money or anything. And the thing was they kept losing a couple of the games because Molly was so new. And the team actually sat Molly down and was like, hey, listen, if you're not going to play up to your full potential, we're just going to cut you and replace you with somebody else. And during a scrimmage match, Molly actually stepped up and blocked a shot from my brother. Now, my brother doesn't look anything like me. He's like a Marine and he's played soccer all of his life. So Molly blocks this shot. She goes down and immediately starts puking blood. And that's when the team realized, like, why Molly was holding back. Turns out Molly's pregnant. Well, was pregnant because that baby's dead. But like $60 is like the cheapest abortion I've ever heard of, right, guys? Gotta find that silver lining. That last joke gave a comedy club a bad Yelp review. I just want to know who this cuck is that's like, yeah, I'll show that cripple, and then starts hacking away on a keyboard on Yelp. Loser. When I was little, like, I really wanted to be in, like, the school band, okay? And most of my friends were in the school band, but they were, like, saxophonists, so I decided, you know what, I want to join them in the school band, so I decided to do so as a saxophonist, okay? And, like, I just wanted to hang out with my friends, okay? But my music teacher saw this as, like, a political statement. He's like, I'm not going to have some cripple try to convince me that he can play the saxophone and ruin my rendition of So When the Saints Go Marching In. He asked me once, like, all right, how do you practice? And I said, well, I put the saxophone on the bed, and it helps me reach, like, the lower keys. And he was like, well, we're obviously not going to put a bed into one of our concerts. And surprise, we did. Didn't help. Still sucked. And he was pissed. I imagine him, like, you know, going into the principal's office after, like, the first Ruin concert that I did. He's like, you got to help me kick Crespo out. He's, like, ruining the entire band. He's like, I'm not going to help you kick out, like, one of our only disabled students. He's missing arms. He's not retarded. He's going to know why you kicked him out. He wrote a letter to my mom begging me to quit. This is concert 3, you guys. I had already ruined the Halloween concert and the winter concert. And to be fair, like, there was no reason for me to be there, okay? Like, there was no reason. All of my friends had left, and I was just staying on just to spite him. And he was like, I'm not going to lose Christmas. This is my fucking line. I'm not going to lose the Christmas concert. And like a week before the concert, okay, I go into band practice, and I found out that we had a new band teacher, okay, because the last guy died. So that's when I quit, because I won. Oh, man. A couple of my friends got bored and they decided to Photoshop me with arms. And then they begged me to put it on Tinder. And I did. But like after like a few days on with those photos up on Tinder, right? Like I kind of got cold feet because I was like, oh man, what if I like match up with a girl and then all of a sudden it's like we have to go on a date and she's gonna know that those photos were photoshopped. And my buddy was like, oh no, dude, it's cool. Like literally this is what you do is like right before the date, just text her like, hey, I was in a horrible accident, but I'm still able to make the date. I'm just not going to look like what I did in those pictures. Oh, man. I had a guy tell me, like, hey, I had a guy tell me the other day, he was like, you know, I know what you're going through because I dated a girl with one leg. And I was like, just because you put your dick into somebody that couldn't run away doesn't make us friends. All right, that is my time. Thank you very much, guys.
Dude, that's fucking funny, man.
Thank you.
Jesus. How'd you get to be that funny?
3.5 years.
3.5 years of comedy, yeah? How'd you start?
It started when I was, started in 2014. And I did a comedy class and I just did the thing before.
What do they teach you in a comedy class? How can they teach someone to be funny?
Well, really all I learned was just putting the mic stand up and all that stuff.
They taught you how to work a mic stand.
Yeah.
That's all right.
$300 to do it.
Congratulations, you all passed.
Well, it was tough the first time lifting the stand.
I don't know. You seem like you got it covered.
Yeah, it's pretty much fine.
You got any shows coming up you want to tell us about?
I have a lot.
Yeah.
Don't know them off the top of my head.
I have your shows right here. I'm a jerk face. We talked about that.
Yeah.
All right, so you got.
I'm way worse. I have
You wanna read that
August 6th.
Yeah.
Bar-
I can read it for you.
You
if
want me
you
to read it?
I don't care. You got August 6th at Bar 2A at 8 p.m.
And
Where's Bar 2A?
That is on the Lower East Side.
The Lower East Side. Is it 2nd Avenue and A? Or no, 2nd Street and A?
Oh, I believe so.
All right, that makes sense.
I
I
may
don't
be
know.
wrong. 'Cause-
Comedy Dungeon
Yeah, that's like,
at Bloomingdale's Library. That
Yeah.
sounds kind of weird.
it's in a library.
It is a library that has a Is it like a sex
a
dungeon?
26.
Is it what kind of dungeon?
I don't get invited to those types of parties.
I know a guy who runs those types of parties, so if you would like an invite, let me know. Yeah? Yeah?
No.
No? Okay. I hear it's a good time. You sure? No? Okay. All right, so we got Comedy Dungeon at Bloomingdale's Library. That's on the 26th at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
At Mockingbird on the 29th at 3 p.m.
Mockingbird.
And then Cinder Block Comedy Festival.
Yeah, I'm doing that on September 10th.
What is the Cinder Block Comedy Festival?
It's a weekend of comedy. Well, I think it's 4 or 5 days of comedy, so that's fine.
Cool.
Really cool.
That's at Kilo Bravo on September
Yeah, the
10th at
first
7
day.
p.m.
Yeah, that date, I might add more dates because they're still trying to find things.
Yeah? Okay.
Fun.
Did you really go? Did you really go on a Tinder date?
Surprisingly, when I had those photos up, I didn't remove on my bio that said I'm still crippled or I'm crippled. So those photos were up the whole time, but it was like they would click and then they would read that I'm crippled, and it's just like, all right.
What a bunch of jerks.
No, I
Oh, you mean they clicked on you? They like swiped right.
no. Like we did it as a joke, and then I didn't remove the crippled part.
Oh, so you didn't take it far enough.
No.
So you got to try again.
No. those were clearly photoshopped photos.
Can you send me those photos? Is that awkward?
I'll send them to you.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. That's cool,
It's
man.
just really, really funny.
I know. I bet it is. You have some fucking sick friends. I can only imagine. Christopher Crispo, ladies and gentlemen, please give him a big round of applause. Next up, we got Christian Espinal. We have Christian Espinal in the house. We do.
I'm here. Yay.
Give it up for Christian.
Hi, yeah, give it up for me. I'm gonna need it. My self-esteem is at an all-time low. Hi. How are you all? Good. Fucking awesome. I have a small dog. Anybody a dog owner in here? Fucking yeah, I like that. Not enough people own dogs. There are a lot of strays. If you hear me now, adopt. There are a lot of dumb dogs out there that need homes. I have a small dog, and it's real cool. I love my dog. He's a very small dog. He's changed my life. I never thought I'd be a dog person growing up, but having a dog has really changed everything for me. Big animal guy now. I know this because whenever I see somebody walking their dog, like I can't stop myself. I have to let them know how cute their dog is. And you know who's not a fan of that? Men. Yeah. They don't like that shit at all. And I guess I get it. You know, I'm not mad at them. You know, if a dude wants any attention at all for having like a dog, he wants it from like a cute girl, right? Not like a dude with a Green Lantern t-shirt going like, dude, I love your dog. What's the breed? You know? It's fucking weird. Who needs that in their life? My dog keeps me company, though. I'm a single man. What? You, Christian? But you're such a catch. I know. Everybody in Long Island at the same time? What are these ladies doing wrong? Is what I ask constantly. I don't know. I just got out of a relationship, and it's a strange place for me to be in. When you're in a relationship for a certain amount of time, you get used to certain things. And when the person's gone, and it's weird now, right? For example, I'm used to waking up every morning, and right beside me is just this gorgeous woman. And all I'm thinking is, wow, I'm such a lucky guy to be in this moment right now. This woman's amazing. I wish this moment would last forever. And nowadays, I wake up, and I turn around, and it's just my dog's asshole in my face every morning, you guys. It's different, to say the least, right? Wrong asshole. Am I right? It's not fun. I miss my girl's asshole is what I'm saying, you guys. It's a good asshole. I don't know, man. I don't like to yell at my dog. Again, he's very small and adorable, but every morning he positions his disrespectful, needy little asshole in my face, and I got to give him the business, you know. I'm going to be like, God damn it, Lucas. I'm not going to eat your asshole today, all right? I mean, I never want to say never. Just find me drunk and lonely one night. We'll see where it goes. I know you have needs, but you got to give me some time, bro. I'm still getting over her. It's rough. Oh. I didn't mean to make... I'm sorry. I'm revoking my comedy card. I didn't mean to make that horrible pun. I'm sorry. But move on. I'm not good at being single. You know, I'm not a particularly confident fellow. You know, I wish I had the confidence of a dude who catfishes people. That's a solid level of confidence to have. To make like a fake dating profile and get a date off of that and just have the confidence to be like, I don't see how this could go wrong in any circumstance at all. I mean, I guess if I were like to think of one flaw in this perfect plan, is that I'm not Steve the linebacker, and she may be pissed about that. But you know what? I'm going to make her fall in love with me, Todd. the beekeeper from Pennsylvania. I may not be able to throw a ball, but god damn it, I got a neat species of bees in my backyard that's gonna save this date. So let's all try to be Todd, is what I'm saying. I don't know. I work in construction. A lot of dudes catcall. That's how they find love. I guess it's weird. I don't know. I've never done it. Not because like any moral reason. I don't have morals. It's mainly because like I'm an efficiency guy. You know, I don't really see how this works on that level. You know, like is there like a weird family out there? These kids crowded around their mom asking, "How'd you meet Daddy?" And she's like, "Well, it started in a construction site in the Bronx. I was walking down the street and I heard someone yell, 'Hey, yo, Ma! Ma! You should smile more!' And that's how I knew I found the love of my life!" I don't think I've ever seen that in the history of man. I don't think that's a thing. It was weird. Relationships, am I right? It's the worst. I don't know. I got injured on the job recently. An old Dominican man dropped a scaffold platform on my foot, gave me a contusion, and as a Dominican, I felt betrayed. It was real fucked up. I thought it was like, oh man, we had a pact. We watched out for each other. There's not a lot of us here. You know, I projected real hard that day. But it's fine. I'm not a particularly big fan of my job, so I had like a week off. It was pretty cool. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a lazy asshole for like a week and a half. I'm very proud of myself, and it sours honestly. After 2 days of doing nothing, I got really bored and bummed out. You know, like after 2 days of not doing anything, like the amount of eating and masturbating you're doing just skyrockets when you're strapped to your bed for a week. You think you know how much porn is out there, but then you strap to your bed for a week and you really find out. You go deep, is what I'm saying. It's fucking weird. It's getting to a point where I'm recognizing male porn stars now, you guys. I don't think that's how it's supposed to work, you know? Like, I can't help it. Sometimes I see, like, a familiar tattoo. It's like, I know that guy, you know? It's, this guy, he knows what he's doing, this guy. I like this guy. I'm a fan, you know? I don't know. I did learn one very valuable lesson from porn. I think it's, the idea that, like, I think we should all wake up every morning and thank God in heaven that we're not the guys that comment underneath Pornhub videos, you guys. That's like a good person to not be, you know. Like have you read like a comment there underneath Pornhub? You'll never find like a philosopher. You'll never find the world's brightest minds underneath Pornhub. It takes a very special man to find his favorite video, jerk off, finish, and still have the mindset to be like, you know what? I got something to say. Nice ass. Heart emoji. Send comment. So, if you take anything away from my set tonight, it's don't be that guy. Fucking awesome. I am a Dominican man. Hold your applause. It's I'm not a hero. It's fine. All right. I'll accept that. I don't know. It's a weird time to be Hispanic. A lot of people are weird about it. You know, I've had people tell me that like they're worried about me now that Trump's in office. They think he's just gonna widespread get rid of all of us, and I don't think that's like a legit fear. You know, I'm a legal citizen. My family, they're all legal citizens, and I don't think Trump knows what Dominicans are. Honestly, I think like as long as he doesn't walk into any bodegas in Harlem, I think we're fine. I think we could fly under the radar pretty easy. You know. And plus, even if this was true, if he was systematically like deporting Hispanic and Latino people, I think it'd be very bad for the country. Because without us, what would happen to Vin Diesel's career? You know what I mean? Like, right? I'm scared as well. It's we made him in a lab, us Dominicans. You know, we took the DNA of a black dude and a white dude, and we made the ultimate Dominican. It's crazy what our sciences can do. It's amazing. I know this is true because there's nothing bringing those communities closer together than a new Fast and Furious movie, you guys. We are the sole reason they made it to 8 movies. Have you noticed that they stopped knowing what to do after Tokyo Drift? It's like fucking weird. I don't know. I fall into the trap. Every movie comes out, I'm like, I'm not going to support this garbage. This isn't cinema. This isn't art. But then, like, I'm like, that's a cool car. You know, I'm pretty. Did Ludacris put a fucking grappling hook in his car? That's badass. I guess I gotta see that now. Man. I'm very jealous of women because they could just cry in public and the rest of the world won't look at them differently the next day. like, I'm not one of these guys who thinks that men shouldn't cry, but I also understand that nobody knows what to do with a crying man. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever seen your dad cry? Not at a funeral where it's cool and everybody's doing it. Just like on his own, on the couch with a whiskey, like a deep reflective cry. Of course not, because on some level you'd lose respect for him. Honestly, you'd just be like, I'm not gonna. You'd be trying to sneak out. He catches. He's like, hey, get back into your room. He's like, fuck you, Dad. I saw you get teary-eyed at that Amy Winehouse documentary. I'm going to the kegger. Suck it, Dad. And that's what would happen. I don't know. Sick. My dad is pretty cool though. I'm a big fan of him. He's here today. It's very nice. My parents have been together for a long time. They just made like 27 years or so together, and it's pretty cool. I'm very yeah, sure. I guess they've been through a lot together. I'm very proud of them. I know my mom will never forget the day that my dad proposed to her, because my dad proposed to my mom 5 years ago, you guys. Yeah. I was 20 years old. My little brother was 15, and that's when my dad was like, I think I found the one. I'm 90% done raising this family. I think it's time for me to settle down now. I've sown my wild oats. But thank you guys so much for having me. That's my time. Thank you so much. Yay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Nice.
sir.
Christian Espinal, everybody.
Hey.
Yeah, give it up one more time, because I said so. And then another time after that, after I'm done interviewing him.
Please do. I'm very scared of him.
Stand by.
I don't know what he might do. It's scary.
Are you ready?
No.
It's fine. We're gonna have a good time. So you're from Brooklyn originally?
Yes.
Yeah, what part of Brooklyn?
I grew up in in Williamsburg, and then we moved to East New York when I was like at the beginning of high school, because we wanted to upgrade. It's real good.
Nice job.
Mm-hmm.
and now you work in a construction site in the Bronx?
No, we in the Lower East Side. That's where the building is.
Did you ever ask the guys so? Does that ever work for you? You ever try and talk some sense
No.
into them?
No, because there's no talking sense to them. They're set in their ways.
You just stand by and watch it.
Yeah.
Like
I watch it never work. It's pretty fascinating. These guys are very determined.
But you're apprenticing an electrician there right now.
Yes, right now.
What's that like?
Ah, man, it's weird. That's one of the things I never thought I'd end up doing, and it's because I have no training or experience in it. I just have a cousin in a thing, and I feel like I'm using nepotism wrong.
No, I think you're using it to your advantage. I think that's
I
exactly how you use
nepotism.
nepotism.
Is supposed to be for Hollywood and stuff, and now
No.
just last year I used nepotism to be a janitor for 4 months. I think that's
Did you get gainful employment because you were related to somebody?
Yes.
Then that is how you utilize nepotism.
All
Way
right,
to
so
go.
Good. This is why I came here, just to get confirmation on
If the
that.
president can do it, so can you.
Sick.
Sick! That's right.
I'm like the president. Wait. Wait till 2029.
Next comic. No, I'm just kidding.
I fear.
Yeah, you're a screenwriter too.
Yes.
What kind of screens do you write?
The action comedy-ish stuff I
Yeah?
like to do. I'm a
Like
fan of that.
the Fast and the Furious?
They're not well, they're not intentionally comedies.
They're pretty funny.
They're hilarious, but
Yeah.
not like they mean to.
So what's your favorite action comedy?
Rush Hour 2.
So you want to write what, Rush Hour 4?
I want to write Rush Hour
next-
2.
You just want to rewrite
Just
Rush
again.
Hour 2, but put your name at the end of the
Yeah,
screenplay?
it's just gonna be
or
me.
the beginning, I guess. That's where the...
I'll put it at the end too.
Put it at the end,
matter.
yeah, just to remind them. You do a weekly show at Local 138.
Yes, I do.
You produce that show.
Yeah, it's me and another comic. Her name is Megan Walsh. She's awesome. We produce this every week, except for the last Wednesday. We don't have the space for whatever reason, but
So 3 Wednesdays out of the month.
3 Wednesdays.
Or
in a
4,
row.
depending on,
Yeah, this is a long month.
could be 5 Wednesdays in a
Time
month.
is relative.
Right.
Who needs all that? But yeah, that's what we do it every week. It's totally free. We buy a pizza for the show. and
Wow.
It's nice.
That's awesome. That's at 9 p.m.
Yeah, usually at 9 p.m. When we get people in seats.
Right.
So around 9-ish.
9 p.m. And then you'll start whenever you feel like it.
Yeah.
And
on my whims.
On your whims. All the whims. And you are at the Greenwich Village Comedy Club.
Yes, I'm there every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool deal. I have a lot of fun there. I really grew up there. I started doing it 2 years ago, and it's really made me into what you see today.
How'd you get into comedy?
I my first show was at a barbecue, and my friend, he's a very talented rapper, honestly, and he's gone through several name changes over the, I don't know.
What might we know him as today?
He's an underground rapper, so you may not. His name is Zeno right now. He may change it. But he's a really good buddy of mine, and he was running this barbecue in his backyard where he would have his fellow rappers and other musicians play, and he asked me to open the show with 14 minutes of comedy, having never done it before. And man, it did not go great. Man, it was just a bunch of people eating ribs and not really caring about anything else.
So your intro to comedy was doing 14 minutes unprepared in front of a bunch of guys that didn't like you.
Well, I prepared.
And you were like, yep, this is the profession for me.
Yeah, I prepared, but they still didn't like me. And it's, yeah,
Talk to the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm professional. No, yeah, it's yeah, I prepared it for like 14. I stood up there for 14 minutes, which is insane, and it felt like forever. But yeah, that was the day I was like, all right, maybe I should try this on a real thing. Maybe this doesn't count. I shouldn't count this at all. But I don't know. There's something about the bug when it hits you, no matter what circumstance, because you're gonna bomb the first time, no matter what. So if you get hooked on it, it's meant for you, and I think this is meant for me.
You found it. That's
Yeah.
it. Christian Espinal, everybody. Good job,
Thank you so
man.
much.
All right. Last, but certainly not least, please give it up for Mr. Will Poznan.
Thank you.
Welcome, Will.
Thank you. I feel welcome. This is great. Give yourselves a round of applause for making it through the show. We accomplished something. I want to say that I have never been on a set with more sexual tension in my life. And I feel privileged to be a part of it. I'm very happy to be here. Keep filming me the way you're filming me, because there is a stain on my pants, like slightly, like around knee level. Yeah. No need to show it. The audience knows. We'll keep it above the belt. That's the term for that, and we'll keep it there. I'll tell you guys about this because it was actually pretty an impactful moment in my life recently. I recently reconnected with a friend of mine who was very special to me because he was the first friend to ever come out of the closet to me. And he did it in a very memorable way. He did it in the middle of a boobs or butt powwow. You guys know what those are? Boobs or butt powwow? You guys know what those are. Don't act like you don't know. Boobs or butt powwows, that's when guys go around and say what's more important to us, boobs or butt. So one guy was like boobs, then I was like butt, then another guy was like butt, then it was his turn, and he goes, I'm gay. And then we were all like, oh, so probably butt. Boobs wouldn't make sense in that context. But after that was when I realized that most of the games that straight guys play are geared only towards other straight guys. Because after that, we played the game Would You Rather, which is a game where guys name two terrible things, and then we turn into Socrates. We're like, would you rather get punched in the throat or the balls? And then we're all like, well, the throat. We're like weighing our options, or the balls. So when it was his turn, we were like, would you rather get fucked in the ass by Leonardo DiCaprio and he goes, that one. And we were like, let us finish. He's like, no, I want that one. It's my first choice. I'm applying to new jobs. Anyone else here applying for new jobs?
Yeah.
Left. You the guy who works at the TV station is like, look, I've been hearing in my ear that there's better fish in the sea. I heard Delaware has great public access, and I'm willing to put all my stuff in a suitcase and leave in the heart of the night. Just show up on their doorstep like, look, I've done this before. If you want somebody who can put Slayer font on a brick wall demo. I love seeing my name in Slayer font. I feel like I should bite the head off a bat at some point. Yeah, I'm applying to new jobs. The last job I was at was brutal, just because the boss was. the boss, he would always say things like, he would always say, live every day like it's your last. Do you ever have a boss say this? He goes, live today like it's the last 24 hours of your life. And I always be like, do you want me here? I'll stay home. Just stay home. I'll stay home. So he would say that. And I didn't understand it because if it's the last 24 hours of my life and I'm at work, you should be terrified because it's also the last 24 hours of your life. If I'm going to work on the last day of my life, the only reason is to stab my boss in the abdomen 14 times. Just wait for the cops like Kevin Spacey in Seven. It's like, you're going to do a murder trial in 17 hours? Morgan Freeman's to the left of me like, John Doe has the upper hand. Yeah, I'm applying to new jobs. I applied to be a courtroom sketchbook artist. You guys know about those? Yeah. I went to the interview. The guy was like, can you draw? I was like, no, not at all. He goes, why are you here? And I go, I was going through my phone and I found this app called Camera. And I can take a perfect picture every time. Do you want the defendant in sepia? I can get him in sepia. I can take everyone in this courtroom, put doggy face filters on them. It might trivialize the trial. But I can do that if need be. I don't know why we still have courtroom sketchbook artists drawing Bill Cosby looking guilty in pastel. A sunbeam entering the courtroom that was never there. They always draw it like they think they're going to have to sell it on eBay afterwards. I don't understand it. I've been trying to think what's the best job in our society. And I've heard a lot of, I usually ask audiences what they think the best job is. And I hear a lot of good answers, but none has been able to top what I believe to be the best job in our society, which is the pharmacist at a CVS. Just, there's nothing better than that. You're the pharmacist at the CVS. You went to med school and you work in a CVS. Who's going to tell you what to do? The manager of a CVS is going to walk to the back and be like, the manager's sick this day. This is all in character. I asked for water before it, and they're like, we don't have the budget. We have sawdust in a cup. No, this is just on me. I'm good now. I'm great. So the manager walks to the back of CVS. We're all still in the joke. The manager walks to the back of CVS. He's like, hey, Tony, I don't like your attitude today. You can just be like, yeah, because I'm trying to cure pneumonia. Spell pneumonia. Dude, being the pharmacist at a CVS, that's like if you went to MIT and then got paid $250,000 just to fill the sodas at McDonald's. Just put in soda in cups, giving it to people. Every once in a while, a guy's like, I'll have a root beer. You're like, no, orange soda, overruled. It's the best job. And there's like one guy who's hired by the state of New York whose only job is he's allowed to fire people who will fill the sodas at McDonald's. And you're just like, oh, Mr. D'Angelo's not in today? Yeah, I won't be trying. I got bullied in back in school. And you guys get bullied? Yeah? Yeah. That surprises me because you're such a stud, sir. I wouldn't expect you. I thought you'd have two kids swirling at all times as people just chanted your name. But I got bullied. I had a unibrow back then, and my bully would always be like, shave it off, shave it off. And then in 8th grade, I shaved it, and girls started liking me. And I had to like circle around and thank my bully. It's like, dude, that was great advice. Just wish you said it in a more constructive tone. I would have done it way sooner. Yeah, we all bullied each other though. Like I don't think it was rare to get bullied. Like, we bully kids for everything, being short, tall, rich, poor. We bullied one of my friends for being cool. Like, we just called him cool, but we said it in kind of a bad tone. We're like, Benny, you're so cool. He's like, shut up, man. We're like, we're just saying you're cool. He goes, yeah, but it cuts too close to home. We bullied one of my friends for being stupid. In retrospect, 100% deserved it. He thought that Scientologists prayed to L. Ron Jeremy. He thought that bonsai trees were from a country called Bonsai where everything was small. The worst was he thought that the B in LGBT stood for bestiality. He was like, I'm not sure they deserve a seat at the table. We're like, what do you think it is? Oh, yeah, they don't. They for sure don't. I'm going to tell this last story, and then I'm going to be asked very deep personal questions. But I want to tell you guys this story. This is the most awkward encounter I've had on a New York sidewalk. What happened was I was with my friend. My friend was wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt. This guy walked up to us, and he pointed at my friend, and he goes, how are you going to say that only Black Lives Matter? And we both just looked for the word only on his shirt. We're like, it doesn't say only. And he goes, oh, it's there. And I realized something is actually a sad thing. I realized that this guy just sees the word only in places where it isn't. He's just driving by Burger King. What do you mean home of only the Whopper? I got tenders there yesterday. No one was saying only. No one at all was saying only until I started doing it. Because I would go on Twitter, people would be like, all lives matter. I'd be like, no, they don't. Hashtag only Black Lives Matter. And this one guy got so mad at me. He goes, I'm a soldier, and my uncle was a soldier. Are you saying his life didn't matter? And I was like, well, was he black? Because if not, then no. All right, thanks so much, guys.
Yeah.
You're terrific. Everyone's terrific.
Oh,
Thank you.
man, great job, Will. Give it up for Will one more time, please.
Thank you, beautiful people.
That was funny. Will, paying tribute to our fine troops overseas.
I don't care for him. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I want to walk that back. No, I like the overseas ones, but once you get too close to me,
Fuck the Coast Guard.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah. It's too close to home.
look, I just think that they need to stop and frisking great white sharks. That's my problem with the Coast Guard.
That's a really dangerous job.
That probably wouldn't actually be the shark that they stop and frisk. They would probably stop and frisk like brown sharks or something.
I was just gonna make that. Yep, there
Yep,
it is.
had to be done.
Had to be done. Where are you originally from?
I am from, I'm from.
Where are you born?
I was born in Great Neck.
Great
New York.
Neck!
And then I moved to Bethesda, Maryland when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
To
Bethesda,
arousing applause, clearly.
yeah,
You can hear the audience. They're getting it. Somebody booed Bethesda, Maryland.
Wow.
Only famous for the National Institute of Health. He's like, boo that. Live hard, die young, says the cameraman.
And so where'd you go after Bethesda?
I went to New Orleans, Louisiana for college, and I highly recommend that city. Phenomenal city.
For college or life or just
For life,
anything?
for college, life,
For drinking?
to avoid the authorities, just anything. Just shave your legs, put on a wig, go to New Orleans, see what happens.
What happens?
I don't know. I think like Tom Waits has a song about that.
Oh, okay. What's the craziest thing you ever did in New Orleans?
In New Orleans,
Yeah. Like what made you first go, oh yeah, fucking New Orleans?
my friend fell through a window. That was pretty crazy.
That could happen anywhere.
Yes. Well, the way he did it was kind of the reverse. What happened was, in New Orleans, you can drink alcohol on the street as long as you have it in a magical red cup, which you can get at any CVS or whatever. They have them at all the bars. So we were drinking on the street, and we were walking down the sidewalk. Some of the sidewalks are a little slanted. I don't remember if this one does. I don't know why I'm giving him an out. So he takes a step forward, and he's in the middle of the street, takes a step forward, cascades to the right, falls through a guy's window into his house, and is just like halfway in his house. And the guy's like, "What are you doing?" And he didn't answer that because, like, that's kind of a dumb question. He's falling through your window, clearly. And he just pulls himself out of the window, blood running down his arm, just runs into the night. And that was, I think, the moment where I was like, oh, yeah, New Orleans, things can happen in
That sounds like
New
the
Orleans.
greatest city ever.
Yeah.
Where people can just fall through your window without a moment's notice. That's
The key to a city is what can happen there that can't happen anywhere else. Like for New York, the thing I've noticed is that homeless people in New York will attempt these characters that Daniel Day-Lewis wouldn't even be bold enough to attempt. And it's only New York homeless people will even go for this. Yesterday, I was on the train. This guy walks onto the train in a 3-piece suit and goes, "Yesterday, I was the CEO of a prominent bank. Today, I am here. Please, you could be where I am." And I was like, I'm never going to be at either of those places. I don't have the aptitude to be the CEO of a bank. And I just moved back to Bethesda and live in my parents' basement. Also, I'm not going to buy a suit. There's 3 reasons I cannot be that guy.
wow.
Yeah, dude, the world is a crazy place.
You do a podcast, right?
Yes, I do a podcast.
Tell us about the podcast.
It's called the Questionable Taste Podcast. It's with Alexander Payne, who's a very funny New York comic. And we bring in other comics and artists and musicians and actors, and we talk to them about the art that influenced them in their formative years, whether it was elementary school, middle school, high school, you know. So we might talk about SpongeBob or Animaniacs or Borat or Breaking Bad or Kanye or whatever. Like, we talk about all that stuff. Like, if so, what would be like something that if you were on, what would be like a piece of art that was
I
very
would be
influential?
talking
for you?
about Mel Brooks movies.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Hardcore. Spaceballs, know every single line to that movie.
Mel
backwards
Brooks
and forwards. when I was a
also
kid.
Mel Brooks also very influential to me in terms of comedy. Mel Gibson more influential in terms of ideology, I would say. Just really, I heard it. It made a lot of sense. Mel Gibson, you know, like what, like anything he says, I'm just on board with. I don't know
All
what it
right,
is.
quick. All right, last question. Real hard hitting. Do you have any food allergies or dietary restrictions?
Okay, yeah. I didn't when I was a kid, but somehow I've just become like allergic to milk, where if I have too much of it, then I cough and I can't handle. And here's what was the impetus for it. Can I just say this real quick? I was told by a doctor that I wasn't getting enough of some nutritional thing that's found in cheese. So I went, and he was like, "We can give you this pill, or you can just eat more cheese." And I just went, "Oh, of course I'll eat more cheese." And then I came back 2 weeks later, and he's like, "Yeah, you've made yourself allergic to dairy." Just went crazy with cheese.
Brought that upon yourself. All right, thank you all for watching. Hey, give it up for Will Posner. Nice job, man. Woo! All right, thank you all so much for watching this show. That was pretty friggin' awesome. I had fun. I know you had fun too. Remember, if you want to come on the show to perform, or hell, even just to come say hi, email us at patvbrickwall@gmail.com. Good night, everybody. Come on up and take